Hello, welcome to episode 7 of Yarning a Marathon, the show in which I attempt to use a marathon's worth of yarn. We are at 5,412 yards, I think. I'm not 100% positive on that because it's been like a week. Yeah. And you've seen the other videos, you know what's going on. I use my yarn, I keep track of it. We count up towards a marathon, which is around 45,000 yards. Well, it's over 45,000 yards. So I have 40,000 yards to go. Let's just get into it. So these have been chilling for about 4 days now, and I think they're finally dry. So I know that I overstretched them. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I did it on purpose because I wanted to. I don't have a real reason, I just wanted to. But anyways, these are dry now, so I'm gonna pull them off and I'm gonna start working on the rest of that project. Okay, so I went shopping. And I'm trying not to buy yarn unless I have a specific purpose for it. But I did buy yarn, but I have a specific purpose for it, so it's okay. I bought neon orange yarn. It is very orange. It's looking more red in this picture than it is in real life. Yeah, you can see it's bright orange. And then I also got this camo yarn. And the reason I got these was because as I was looking at what I was making for the craft sale that I'm doing, I realized there was a lot of girl stuff and not a lot of guy stuff. Now, craft fair is mostly women, but I'm assuming at least one woman is gonna bring her husband along. This is for the potential husband that got dragged along. I'm gonna make some hunting hats. And what I'm gonna do is, this is supposed to be camo. It says camo right on it. So hopefully it actually turns out camo-like. I think it might just be more stripedy than anything, but the idea is one side of the hat will be camo and the other side will be orange. And then you can flip the brim and then you'll have camo with orange, or then you can do the other way and it'll be orange with camo. Either way, good for hunting, but then if you don't want to be visible, you also have just a camo hat. It's like a classic combination, the neon orange and the camo, so I think they go well together. I'm gonna make some hats with it. We're gonna see how it goes. You know, that's what I'm doing. And then the other things I got, Lauren, look away. I got this fabric. When I just went on this flight, I realized I didn't have any scissors. I have like 8 pairs of scissors hanging up on the wall right now. 8. Not a single one of them is under 4 inches. So this is a pair that is under 4 inches. It is 3.5. which is safe to take on a flight. So I got myself a pair of small snips so that I can go on flights and stuff. I got myself another Susan Bates 5mm hook because I am constantly losing this one, and I figured, you know, there's strength in numbers. They're actually slightly different colors. I didn't know that they had changed the color. They have slightly changed the color, but yeah, I got a new one of these just for, you know, to have a backup. Okay, here is the hat with the neon and the camo. The camo worked up a little funky. I don't like this black and brown thing that's going on here, but I don't know, it's there. I can't really do anything about it. And this is what it looks like the other way around. So yeah, you can also wear it brim down for people with big heads or who just want just one color, and it works the other way around for the camo as well. And here's the just camo way. So yeah, that's the hat. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with this, but I was having the hardest time with this skein of yarn. It is a little tougher than the orange, like texture wise, so maybe that's why my machine was just not enjoying it. But normally my machine I love this brand yarn. I'm gonna try to do the camo first this time, because I'm gonna make another one because I have enough yarn, and then do this color, because what ends up happening was I did the orange first, and the orange went on beautifully, and then this one started gunking up. And normally, if something gunks up the machine in like the first couple rows, which this one did, I will just start over, because sometimes you just need to start over. But since I already had the 60 rows of this orange, I didn't feel like I could start over without having to completely redo, you know, all of the orange. So then this time I'm gonna try doing this color first, and if it gunks up, then I'll know that it is the yarn and it wasn't just like the new color. Sometimes you'll try a yarn in a machine and it'll just absolutely hate it, and then you'll just undo it and then you'll start over and it'll work beautifully. And then sometimes it's the exact opposite. So you never know, so I'm just gonna try it again. Okay, I've made a second one here. It's for some reason slightly smaller than the other one, and I think maybe it's the tension, because I did this part first and it seemed to go well, whereas this one, when I did it last, I had to go a lot slower, so maybe it's just a little looser tension. But yeah, this one's a little smaller than the other one, even though they're the same number of rows and everything, the same number. It just shows that your tension really does affect how your product comes out. Anyways, I've made 2 of these hats, and this is what I've got left. So I'm gonna measure this, weigh it, see if I have enough of this left to make another hat. This one was 100 grams. I think this one might be a few less grams just because it's a tighter tension, so it's used probably a little less yarn. So if I have around 100 grams with these 2, then I'll make another hat. And if not, then I'll probably make some headbands. But that's what we're looking at for now with these hats that I made today. I made a third hat. So that's 3 hats. Yep. And I ran out of both of them. This is how much thread I have left. Not a lot. So I guess I'll count those 2 skeins into my total. Both of these skeins have 252 yards. This brings the total to 5,916 yards.
Is this all he can think of? I have stranger dreams nearly every... And she had been tempted to find out how the sequence of events would resolve itself. But by then, she felt she had played along with Galbatorix's false show for long enough. So she seized upon the first discrepancy she noticed, the shape of the scales around Saphira's eyes, and used it as an excuse to feign a real... Then Vrail, Umarov, Oramis and I... from Umarov, with the Varden still so far from Urube.
I'm here too. Emotional support.
We're doing it the wrong direction.
Point of view.
No, please don't do that. Greetings from inside the knitting machine. Today is Monday. It is the day after the craft fair that I've been working for a while. This is the situation. This is a terrible angle. Hold on. That's not better. That's not better. You know what? It's as good as it's getting here. It's November, and I have this giant pile knitted hats and scarves and ear warmers, and they need to go. Normally what happens is I donate them to a various cause, and last year I made all the stuff up to donate, and it was too late and no one was taking my donations because it was too late in the year for winter clothing donations, and all the places were like, well, we already have them. So today I called the place. They don't normally take donations, but they said, well, that's a large number because I have about 50, is what I said. We'll get to that. I said I had about 50 hats and I was looking to donate them, and they said we can take that donation. And I was like, great, awesome. I will get the stuff in the bag and I will bring it and I'll do the donation. Cool beans, no big deal, right? Problem, I don't actually think I have 50. I thought I had 50 and I'm looking at it now and I don't think it's 50. This is what I was looking to donate. Not sure what the number is. So, because today I'm exhausted and I don't have the energy to clean anymore because I was cleaning for the last hour and then I just gave up. And my husband said, take the day off. And I said, I can't take the day off because I am really bad at taking the day off. He says, well, do something productive. This is my something productive. I cleaned as long as I could, and now I'm going to make hats and I'm going to donate them. And hopefully, it will make me feel a little bit better about the universe, because I'm not feeling great today about the universe. So, we're making hats. That's what we're doing. That's why you're inside the machine, because it's the only place that I could set it. Also, this is fun. I'm going to count how many I have. And then I'm going to use this yarn and make some more, because this yarn, I'm trying to use it up. I've been using it mostly for hats and it's getting less full, and the idea of getting how many is it? Over 1,000 yards from one skein, that is enticing. So we're gonna make some hats. They're gonna be purple, and they are gonna be hats, not these ear warmers. You know, when I was selling at the fair thingy the other day, I sold more hats than I did the other thing, the ear warmers. Even though I think the ear warmers are cute, I think hats are warmer. And the idea is winter gear. You want warmth. You want warmth. And I think a lot of these are going to be for kids, because the resource center that I'm donating to is primarily focused on children. So I'm going to make smaller children's size hats, which is something that I lack currently. I don't have a lot of kid sizes, specifically because I haven't been focusing on children. Anyways, all this to say, that's what we're doing today. I don't know where we left off. I don't know what we are at as far as numbers. I'll put it in the corner here, or maybe I won't. Who knows? But yeah, we're gonna try to work through this skein yarn, and then if we get bored, we'll find something else to do. Yep. Okay, I have 31 headbands. And I have 13 hats. So that's 31 plus 13 altogether, which leaves me with 44. And I said 50, so I was actually closer than I thought I was. Also, 2 scarves that I forgot about. The bag's getting very full. So now I actually have to start, making the stuff. I thought I had more hats than earmuffs. I guess I have more earmuffs. So I need to make 6 hats. If I can make more, then great. And then I will feel good enough to donate them. Okay, so I've made 2 hats with purple. This is what I got left. I think it's definitely enough for one more. I made this one a kid size because, like I said, there were going to be more kids there. This one is in like an adult's regular size. The difference is this one is 100 rows, and this one is 120. So if I was doing an adult small, it'd be 110. If I was doing adult big, it'd be 140. So that's kind of like the sizing scale that I have here. So this is just like a regular adult would fit this one, and a regular child, like, I don't know, like 10, 11, around that age. It stretches quite a bit. So if it's a good variety of ages, this would probably fit a smaller kid or a bigger kid, but a kid nonetheless. And then once you get to like teens, you're getting more into these sizes. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. It's just a hat, and you're not gonna wear it. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna do hats. I'm gonna make some more with the purple, almost be done with the purple. And then I think I might move on to this. This is Vanna's Choice brand. I don't know how old this yarn is. It feels good though, and that's what's important. And I checked it. If you're unaware of how old a yarn is, one of the things you can do is check to see if it tears. Like, just take it and pull it. Check to see if, generally you do this with 2 hands, but I'm holding with the other. Anyways, you just kind of yank it, and if it tears, you know it's no good. It's not really, like, usable. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what to say. Okay, little update. I stalled out at about 42 rows because I got a knot, so I had to start creating a skein of yarn to fix it. Hopefully it won't take too long to sort it out.
Smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. Save 40% on the sleep.
Okay, here's the last one that I could make. This is what's left. Actually, hold on. These scraps are what's left of the purple skein of yarn. This one is a little shorter. It doesn't have the brim, so it's more, but just because I ran out of yarn, I only had enough for like 90 rows, which still makes a perfectly fine hat, just a brimless hat. Whereas all these other ones, you know, they have brims. And this one's the same size, just without. Let's see, yeah, 1,093 yards. And right now I believe I'm at 5,900 and something. So with this, it'll put me over 7,000. I'll get you the exact number in just a second once I figure it out. But I'm super excited, but also I kind of don't want to make any more hats right now. I was gonna make more of this, but just don't feel like it. So yeah, I'm gonna be done for now. I'm gonna take a little break, order some groceries, and figure out what number I'm actually at. Okay, I did the math, and I am just over 7,000 at 7,009 yards. Woo! Okay, so funny thing, I got like a third of the way through this project where I'm using a new skein of yarn, and then I realized, oh no, I forgot to film it. So this is where we are. I am making a snowman. These are its eyeballs. I just put them in. I'm not sure I like the placement, but it's too late because they're attached. So I'm gonna do some little blush for the cheeks, and then I'm gonna do a little nose here, maybe a smile. I feel like it needs a smile because the eyeballs are up so high. I don't know, maybe the eyeball should have been a little lower. Haven't really figured that one out yet. He's a little on the special side right now. Hopefully he'll come together and look a little more cute than he does right now. This is his hat, and I'm gonna make a little scarf, and he's a Christmas present for somebody. So that's what we're doing. Hopefully I'll get to use up some of my white skein of yarn. I've also been using white yarn as stuffing, so that's fun. Yeah, that's where we are. That's what we're doing. Sorry, I forgot to film it. Okay, so now I'm taking this waste yarn and I am turning it into fluff so that I can stuff this. You can see here some of the yarn is already fluffified. Most of it is. I take this yarn, I use carding brushes, I card it out until it's fluffier, and then I stuff it in here. That way you get a slightly better fill than if you just did the little strings of yarn. The reason I ended up putting them in here earlier was so I didn't lose them, but I'm actually going through and fluffing them so that I get, like I said, a better fill. That's one of my pro tips, is turning your snips into fluffs. It's actually really easy, and I think it's a good use of waste yarn. This right here was literally just a bunch of little random pieces of scrap that were too small to do anything with, really. So I did specifically pick out the white snips that I had, not the not any of the other colors, because this is a white object, so the fluff needs to be white or you can see it. But normally the color really wouldn't matter too much if I wasn't doing a white snowman. But yeah, so I had to pick out specifically the white ones, but normally I can just throw whatever colors in and then make myself some fluff. Make it easy with Stitch Fix. Ta-da! Now that yarn is fluff. Whoop. Now I can use it in this. It still looks a little deranged at this point, but hopefully it'll get better.
Okay, thanks. How long name's Natalie Lux.
Okay, so ignore the insanity that is my hair right now. It's still drying from my shower this morning. So I realized that I'm at like an hour of footage, which is too much for video. And so I'm gonna wrap it up here soon, but I had just like one more day of ideas of things that I wanted to do to finish this video up. And I have two plans, but both of them require that I buy new yarn. So I need to go to the store and I need to buy white yarn and I need to buy red. I've used up all of my red and white yarn that runs through my machine. I have red and white yarn, but it's not the kind that runs through this machine very well. It gets all gummed up and doesn't really work that well. And so I need to go buy some red and white yarn for that, but also I got a new cane. It was gifted to me. It's thrifted, but it's got the curve that I wanted for a candy cane. So I'm not really sure about this design here. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's a really expensive cane, maybe not. It looks hand carved, but I don't really like it because it's just not my personal taste. It's quite nice, definitely, for it's clearly handmade, but yeah, so I want to turn this into my candy cane for winter. And I've already tried a few different ways to do the candy cane thing, and it has not been working out right. And wow, that sounded very British. Anyways, the whole idea that I had started with was you just make a tube and then you slip it on, and the tube will then you can just put the tube on this, and then you can just walk around and you've got your little cane, right? The tube was not the problem because I've done the tubes before, but I had to switch between two colors of yarn, which is normally fine, but I didn't want to do, you know, when you have like, I don't remember what the word is, but when you're crocheting or you're knitting and you have like those traveling yarns that go on the back of something, with the ones on the back that look a little funny, and they have like the little, they're not called leads, but for some reason I want to call them leads. Anyways, that won't work on this because when you try to slip it onto the thing, it just keeps catching on those travel threads. I can't remember what the word of them is. I'll send a picture so that you can see what I'm talking about. This thing. Yeah, that thing. I can't remember what it's called, but so that doesn't work. So then I was thinking that I could do that thing that some people do with tapestry knitting, where or tapestry crochet, where they like they crochet around the color that they're not using, and then they do that the whole time, so then there's nothing on the back side. The problem with that is one of the colors I'm using is white, and the red is very, very obvious underneath the white, so that didn't really work. So I think I did see something where someone just made like a really long tube of red and white, and then they just wrapped it in a curl, and then they seamed it together, and I don't really want to have to do that. I would prefer not to have to do that if I could help it, but I'm just gonna need to experiment a little bit more. Wow, this thing is I don't know if this is long enough. It is quite short, actually. It's shorter than the one that I normally use, but I think that's probably okay because I won't be using it for the whole year, just for around Christmas time. Anyways, yeah, so Waldo hats and my candy cane. Those are the two plans that I have for the white and red yarn that I need to go buy. So that's basically all that I have planned. And then hopefully that will use up, the Waldo hats will definitely use up at least one skein of the red, because I only have one that I need to make right now to sell, because I've already sold it. But I'm going to just use up the red, because I use more of the red than I do the white for the Waldo hats, because the whole inside of the hat is red, and then you have the outside of the hat is white, and then you have the red pom-pom. So I use more red per hat than I do white, so I'll probably buy 2 reds, and I'll probably still buy 2 whites, even though I really only need 1, again, because this guy. But I'm just gonna use up just gonna crank out a few of the hats so that next time someone buys one, I won't have to be making it that day. So yeah, those are the things that I need to get done. So right now we're at, I think it's 7,009 yards, which is quite a bit. Well, I mean, it's more than, I've used more than 1,000 in this episode, but that's mostly just almost entirely because of the big purple skein that I finished up. Anyways, that's the plan. I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna go do it. Okay, so as I've been waiting for my husband to get ready for the day, I've kind of been like just chilling out in the darkness watching YouTube. And I've been watching this series. It's a D-Stash series that I just started like yesterday, and I've just been like obsessively watching. And I'm on like the 8th of 9th episode, and the person is making a bunch of socks, and like I just desperately want to make a pair of socks. I don't know why. I'm just feeling socks right now. So I'm also gonna look for some sock yarn when I go to the store. I was also thinking about it, and I normally don't like chunkier chenille yarn. Just like in general, I just don't like it. But that snowman guy that I made, I really enjoyed making him, and he was really fun. But it took me a really long time because it was like just a regular weight yarn, and for amigurumi, I feel like it's better if you use like a chenille or a chunky yarn because it works up so much faster. So I wanted to make some more of them maybe for my Etsy, but I definitely want to be using a thicker yarn. So I also want to go get a thicker white yarn. So I now have 4 things that I want to buy. I want to buy a white yarn in 4 weight. I want to buy a white yarn in a chenille or like a chunky yarn. I want to buy a red yarn in 4 weight, and I want to buy some kind of sock yarn. I'm excited. So that's what I'm gonna do when I go to the store. That's my new plan. Even though I said I was only gonna buy the 2 skeins of yarn, and I'm gonna buy 4 now. So thank you.
She's got yarn. She got yarn.
Okay, so I show you the yarns that I got, even though you probably already saw them. So I got this, and I got it in ivory. Are you gonna do that every single time I speak? He is. Okay, so I also got, ignore that in the back of our car. This
Yarn.
Got this one. It's chunky, so that I can do the snowman guys, but I'm not sure if it's enough for one snowman. I'm really hoping it is, but I don't know because it's only 76 yards, which is not that many, but also it's chunky, so it doesn't have to be as many to do as much. Yeah, so that's the 3rd one that I got. Then I also got these Annie's mitts for my husband, and then he like immediately said, I don't want them. Love that for me. And then I got this DK blue that's really pretty, except their DK selection was abysmal. There were 3 colors, or I could try like a baby color, and I didn't like any of the baby ones. So then for the contrasting color, I got this, which is not DK. It's like slightly thicker, but it's not quite a 4. I don't know, it's like in between a 4 and a DK, if there's a size that is that. And it's slightly it's kind of got the blue in it, so I thought maybe they'd match. And I'm going to use it for the toe and the heel, which is the part that gets the most wear, so I figured it's okay if it's a little bit thicker. Yeah, so that's the yarn that I purchased. Okay, yarn has been acquired. machine has been found. And I just don't want to make a hat right now. I know I have to. But I just really don't wanna. Like, just really don't want to do it right now. So I'm not going to. I'm gonna do it later. Because it doesn't have to ship for like 3 more days. So I don't have to do it today. I can do it tomorrow. No, I'm gonna make the hat. I'm gonna make the hat so that I can get it out of the way, but I'm not gonna make all the hats. So we're not gonna use up this yarn. So I don't even know why I'm filming it anymore, because we're not gonna use up the yarn. So it's not gonna count towards our total. So this is the end. Love you guys. Bye. Please comment, because nobody is commenting and it makes me feel like nobody is watching this show. So just like, I watched this, or you know, something. Just so I know, okay? Yeah, bye.